Following One 168 in Denver, Colorado, One Championship put on an absolutely amazing event with great fights across the board. Next up, we have One 169 in Atlanta. I wanted to talk about the ticket sales that are looking a little bit lackluster at the moment. I want to see what might happen here because leading up to One 168, there were a lot of tickets and the seating chart looked a lot like this even just a month prior to the event. One Championship in November will be in Atlanta at the State Farm Arena. This is where the Atlanta Hawks play, for example. It's a 21,000 seat arena. They will be taking up large portions of this arena, this backside here where the stage will be. So there will be about, an 18,500, 19,000 person capacity crowd. And the ticket sales are not looking great right now. But One 168 was not looking great until right before the fight. Only weeks before the fight, only days before the fights, the upper sections, the nosebleeds, had many, many seats not snatched up yet. And as I assume this one also, the upper sections, the upper deck, the nosebleeds probably are not sold out right now. They are blank right now. We'll see what happens. But these lower sections, there are a lot of seats left standing alone here. We'll see what happens in terms of how they sell out in the coming weeks. One Championship definitely needs to start pushing this, promoting this. But the thing is, in Denver, there's an established fight scene in Denver. Colorado is a big fight town. Colorado is a big fight state. There's gyms across the state, across Denver. Big time gyms. Big time fighters train here. It's great for the altitude training, for example. So we'll see. Denver has an established MMA market. Atlanta does not, and I assume this is probably why this is not selling as well right away. We'll see what happens eventually throughout the fight, as we get closer and closer, how it starts selling. But I'm a little bit worried because there's a lot of seats still left here. But I'm hopeful that One Championship can start promoting it, kind of lower the price, let the ceiling for the ticket price of admission lower so that others can get in that maybe weren't normally going to get into the fights, maybe people that didn't need to or weren't super interested in going to the event. There's 4 big title fights on here. Some of them are more competitive than others, I'll grant them that, but the casual fans don't understand that. There's a lot of Muay Thai fights probably that are going to be on this. I hope there's a lot of Muay Thai fights. I hope there's a lot of fun matchups because that's what's really going to sell this in America. I think Muay Thai with the 4-ounce gloves could come over and be a really, really big deal. And listen, hot take here, could overtake the UFC in terms of just the blood and guts appeal to the average casual MMA fans that don't really like the grappling. At the Denver event, there were people sitting all around me that anytime the fights hit the ground in the MMA matches, they were screaming, "Stand him up, stand him up." And it wasn't even bad grappling. They were throwing up submissions, scrambling all over the place, and they still wanted to stand him up because they just don't understand the ground game at all. They like to see punches being thrown, strikes being thrown, head kicks being landed. This is what people like to see in a casual sense. I like the MMA matchups. I like the technical chess matches that go on in MMA. But you got to be honest, many Americans are dumb, silly fans that just like to see blood and guts wars. That's what Americans like. They just like to see gladiators fight it out. So, if you like to see gladiators fight it out, get yourself some tickets to One 169 in Atlanta on Friday, November 8th. It'll be a late night event, but it'll be an absolutely banging matchup of a card. Can't wait to see it. Great fight. Gonna be a banger card. Not much more to say here. Let's get these tickets selling. Can't let these guys, go to waste. One puts on a great event, great production. Let's support them. Let's get them through the roof, Put these guys over the top. Get them in there with the likes of the PFL, who has a terrible rule set. Very, very boring fights in the PFL. Let's get One Championship in the upper echelon of MMA promotions. Let's do it. Let's get them going. Get your tickets, fly out, make an event of it, take the weekend off, get out there and support One Championship.